4 years ago, we were quoting the statistics that 20% of the population will have mental illness. 4 years later, we're quoting the statistic that says that 25% of the population will have mental illness in their lifetime.
Schizophrenia is 1 in 100. Bipolar disorder is 1 in 100. Major depression, 1 in 10 people gets a major depression at some time in their life. So these are very common conditions.
Depression has really kind of ruined my life. Suffered from depression for a good 30 years. I found that generally people were not sympathetic. Family, friends weren't really sympathetic.
We have an expectation of those around us that they will perform a certain function in our society. If we don't understand what depression means, or what bipolar illness means, or what anxiety means in terms of actually suffering it ourselves, then we put our own definition on it. Stigma is a very big problem. It's been described as being worse than the disease itself because there is so much interaction. We have human interaction all day long, every day.
You know, there's lots and lots of ignorance about mental illness, and I think that's, you know, part of the reason behind the discrimination is that we just don't understand these illnesses very well.
In our society, we tend to view our minds as ourselves, and it's probably the fact that mental illnesses are the most threatening conditions in a lot of ways to people. You know, even in some ways more threatening than something that can kill a person directly. I think that's partly why our society doesn't want to really hear about these conditions.
Stigma is an expectation that you can't be normal. I think somebody who experiences mental illness picks up on that expectation or on those prejudices early in life, and over the course of time comes to expect themselves that they can't perform normally. If you have an assumption that people cannot perform properly because they're mentally ill, then you are perpetualizing the stigma of mental illness.
What people generally understand from society is they shouldn't be having these kind of problems. It really makes it difficult a lot of times for people to accept the treatment that's being offered.
The prisoners in Guantanamo Bay have recently been interviewed, and it's no surprise that they have all of the symptoms of somebody who has unremitting depression. What is horrible to think of is that the people who have depression every day have a similar experience to being a prisoner of war.
I think society's view of these conditions, well, it's got a lot of growing up to do. I think it's really unfortunate that people with mental illnesses are made to feel ashamed of having these conditions. You know, they're made to feel like they should be doing better, and there's no allowance for the fact that they actually have a condition that's easily as disabling as something like a broken leg. Almost everybody that encounters a serious mental illness goes through a stage of feeling really hopeless, as if they have no say in their life. It's a long, difficult, painful process for people recovering from serious mental illness.
I think it's very important that people know that they're not alone, that there are others around who also have depression and can understand them and listen to them, not judge them.
Person's no more to blame for having a condition like schizophrenia than they would be for having a condition like diabetes or heart disease. I hope that people in the future look back on our time as one of great ignorance about illnesses of the brain.